What does it mean 30 years? It means more than 100 people that worked for us. Some of them are here, but 100 people learned something from us and left something to us. 100 people crossed the life of Energy Group in 30 years. If you are here, is because we were able to transmit you this message. It's clear that the 3D printing gives you the chance to do something better and to design better, with less mistakes, and probably faster than in the past.
Mi presento brevemente, sono Elena Palieri, CEO di Promix, agenzia di comunicazione che si occupa di Additive Manufacturing e industria manifatturiera. L'industria manifatturiera e la stampa 3D sono di fatto due soggetti estremamente complementari, non soltanto in quanto mercato e in quanto tecnologia, ma perché rappresentano di fatto il primo e principale sistema della creazione. La stampa 3D è un modo di pensare, un modo di aprire la mente verso orizzonti nuovi. E questo è il primo punto in comune che vedo con Energy Group e con tutte le aziende rappresentate dalle splendide persone qui presenti.
So maybe let me start with my first experience with the 3D printed part. I think it looked somewhat like what Lucio has been showing at the beginning, like a brain gear or some. So I was at a job interview at Stratasys, back then Object, before the merger, and my future boss was putting that piece on the table, and I thought, who needs something like this? You know, is this something where I should bet on? Should I start my career where something is being produced just in another way? And as time has shown, and that's basically the answer to your question, it is possible already today. So even today you can do, it depends on how you define large scale, but as you see over time, 3D printing additive has been growing in the potential scale. So it went from 100 parts to 1,000, now to hundreds of thousands of parts. So the technologies that are out there today are capable. Now, back to my personal opinion, if you ask me if additive will replace traditional manufacturing everywhere, never. If you need 1 million pencils, the housing, you will always do injection molding. Because there are certain areas where it just doesn't make sense. So the questions we need to ask ourselves, where is it technically possible to produce something in additive? And then does it make economic sense? And the areas within the manufacturing industry, within the parts that are being created everywhere and anywhere, the number of parts where it is possible, but it also makes economic sense, are growing. And the challenges, the barriers that we are addressing today, not only as Stratasys, but as an industry, are on the one hand digital integration. Does digital data exist in the first place? Secondly, is it integrated into ERP, into the ERP system? Is there a digital inventory maybe at hand? The second one is process standardization, because if you talk about manufacturing, you want to ensure the same outcome everywhere, anywhere, whether it's the first part or the 100,000th part. And then you get into quality assurance and compliance.
We very often talk about big additive manufacturing, big 3D printer. That is very interesting topic, of course. But now we are talking about something different. Microfabrication.
So then the knowledge of micro printing being possible, the knowledge of why we should care is even further behind. So this is also something that I've been trying to learn about and then trying to pass on. There has to be a problem in the first place, right? This industry has been guilty in the past of inventing possibility with no idea how it should be used. So we're trying to come at it from the other direction. And the problem that we solve is in the scientific world, there are printers called nano printers, often called 2 photon, and they print at a nano scale. So you need an electron microscope to see the parts. And those users, usually universities and research centers, they need something faster, cheaper, more accessible. And so we're trying to give them something in that area, a little bit bigger, but a lot faster and significantly cheaper. Nano printers are $500,000, maybe 800,000 euros. They normally live within the universities. This is very experimental, scientific. But we also live in the industrial world. And in the industrial world, we really are talking about rapid prototyping. And I'm not afraid to say that. Often nowadays, in 3D printing, we're talking about additive manufacturing. You know, serial production. Stratasys is already capable of real serial production. Boston Microfabrication isn't talking about that. Honestly, we're still talking about rapid prototyping. But the problem is, how do you prototype those parts? So we tend to produce parts in the centimeter scale, but with the micron scale features and tolerances. I learned that Energy Group, and I do believe that a company reflects its CEO. So Lucio, when I talk about Lucio, I think I can talk about the whole of Energy Group. It's very important business to be open and looking for new opportunities, but also family and fun. Family, fun. So I was very impressed with both of those elements.
Ci sono delle generazioni che hanno costruito delle aziende e delle generazioni che le vendono e tendenzialmente le vendono all'estero e questo ci sta portando via tanta ricchezza, tanto know-how. Per quanto riguarda la tecnologia, noi ci occupiamo di informatica, diciamo di gestionali aziendali in generale. C'è un percorso di crescita anche nelle piccole aziende, c'è un grosso percorso obbligatorio di digitalizzazione nelle grandi aziende, però diciamo che si sta sviluppando secondo me una buona sensibilità anche nelle aziende più piccole, di dimensioni più piccole, quindi ci sono poi dei vantaggi, non solo fiscali ma di controllo, di miglioramento del processo produttivo, di miglioramento e di predizione dei guasti e dei fermi macchina, quindi di fatto poi un miglioramento anche in termini di efficienza.
Allora, cominciamo dalla mass customization, che è uno dei temi più ricorrenti nel discorso di 3D Additive Manufacturing, cioè la possibilità di creare in quantità importante dei prodotti leggermente diversi dagli altri, uno dagli altri, quindi magari personalizzati. Oggi la barriera principale secondo me è la conoscenza dei progettisti, quindi i progettisti sono spesso abituati a fare le cose come le hanno sempre fatte perché funzionano. E la stampa 3D offre l'additive manufacturing una libertà che prima non c'era, una libertà progettuale che un po' spiazza.
Because Juan Mario was supporting an activity that I'm very proud to share with Cinzia, is the membership of Women in 3D Printing, an organization to support the fight with gender gap in the industrial and additive manufacturing system.
To Energy Group, to Lucio, to Cynthia, just congratulations. 30 years is a big commitment, a big journey. And it's a journey that you deserve, you've molded, you pivoted, you invented, you paid a lot. And congratulations to you, your partners, and to your customers. You know, 3D printing is a big, it's going through a lot of changes today. In metal is very, very different than polymers, but not that different. It's all about the application. We said it several times, the application commands the solution. And in metal, I'm happy to say that metal is in all places, both in prototyping. I see product development at the speed of light. I'm a jet engine designer. When I fly the engines today, the airplanes that we fly today, I get almost once a week I get on a plane, and it's a regional plane, and I designed it 30 years ago. And I can see the blade that I designed, that I have patents on. And I get on that plane and I think to myself, hey, I was lucky in my career to maybe make 3 designs as a career in the jet engine business. And it took me 1 year to get the parts. And now see product development, just like Rob was saying, at the speed of light. You're changing the design overnight, and you're doing it again, and you do it again, and the products are better and better and better. And so I think I'm very excited to say product development is one of the key areas of 3D printing. Of course, research is important because we need to develop the applications and the solutions, the materials, and so forth. But we need to solve the problem for the customer. We have to give them the materials, we need to give them the standards, we need to give them the machine, we need to give them the price points, we need to give them the service support that they need. Otherwise, you're just a gadget. And just being a gadget is not a solution. So I think that there's areas that are being adopted, and there's areas that we're making great progress. In other areas, we have to be realistic and we're not going to compete. The Super Inglesa really made me realize in the tour Bologna and coming to see you guys at MEPSI. Did I say it right? MEPSI, the show. Sorry. And I was just walking through, driving the car today to here and seeing the industrial production in Bologna and the industrial production in northern Italy. And understanding that Energy Group is a person that cares about family, cares about the people, is extremely good at what they do. They are very technical, and they really personify the Italian manufacturing world.
Il successo di Energy è dovuto a tutte le persone che vedete lì. Vorrei che tutti quanti venissero qua davanti per prendersi la loro parte di complimenti.